Hi guys, I know some of you are here for the boxing talk and you appreciate that, so I'm about to do you just a little boxing video. I'm gonna do an in-depth Prograis versus Josh Taylor video. Probably, well, the fight hasn't even been well, it's official fight, but the actual fight date hasn't been announced. When the fight date is announced, maybe a week from the fight, I'll do an in-depth proper video, but I thought to speak on it a little bit. Basically, we all know Regis, Prograis and Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor's 28, Prograis is 30, so he's 2 years older. In terms of, I'm trying to think what the records are. I believe Josh Taylor has had 15 bouts with 12, I want to say, KOs/TKOs. Prograis, I believe, had 24 bouts and 20 of them been KO or TKO. The source for that is, of course, the one and only BoxRec. It's your go-to for boxing records, really. Back in the day, it was Wiki, but then you got to realize, obviously, anyone can edit Wiki, not anyone can just jump on BoxRec and edit. So based on that, most people in the boxing game utilize BoxRec. I'd say go have a look if there's any fighters you want to know a little bit more about in terms of their previous opponents. Or just the basically percentages. It even tells you in terms of their win percentage and hits per round. If you look in depth, it's quite interesting. Anyway, onto this fight. Do you know what? I hate when most people that sits on the fence, but it's so hard to call because obviously Josh Taylor had Brenchek, went to UD, and he's beaten some guys who were really good, like Postal. I'm about to say Hara Davis. Hara Davis, I guess, I don't want to say what Hara Davis is not really good, but obviously maybe he was a bit overrated and overhyped in the beginning because he's just closely want to fight an MTK Global card on your call, and obviously Josh Taylor's much ahead of him. So maybe, to be honest, it wasn't so much that Hara Davis was bad. Maybe it was just that Josh Taylor is as good as everyone thinks he is. He definitely is because he's in the final of the World Boxing Super Series. Nevertheless, it's going to be interesting because they're both southpaws, but they're not the same. Because Prograis, he's got what I like to call, I want to call it American style. It's more of a Leonardy, occasionally Mayweather-y style, but it's hard to describe. He's southpaw, but he uses his shoulder roll sometimes. I usually demonstrate, but I'm physically very drained at the moment. Had a hard gym session, so I'm not going to physically demonstrate right now, guys. But yeah, he uses his southpaw jab. He uses his stance. He can switch hit. He does like to switch hit. He likes to hit you with a double jab. He likes to hit you with a high and low. He likes to use his shoulder roll. He likes to, I will do angles. He likes to use his angles to come out, then comes in. He likes to use the head movement all the time. He's constantly moving his head left, right, up, down, side to side. I feel like I'm about to start rapping and singing, but I'm not. Whereas Josh Taylor can use head movement, but if you're a Josh Taylor fan, you watch his fights, he's a lot more head on. He wants to take you on, hence why he's got a higher record and ratio of TKOs. He can obviously box, has shown against Brenchek, Postal, etc. Prograis has beaten guys like Indongo. I believe it was a second round TKO, battered him. I think, let's see if what's good. Velasco, if you guys know, also Jose Diaz. Like, I'll be honest, Prograis hasn't got a big name, but Josh Taylor, I don't know, it's funny because in British boxing in general, if you're coming up and you seem to be a good to world level fighter, like in Josh Taylor, you've got to say he's at least world level right now. You're saying at least, yeah, because world level is elite level. He's almost elite level, like if he's not there already. If he beats Prograis, he's elite level, like there's no doubt. No, and to be fair, the same goes to Prograis. Also, sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, if it's Prograis or Prograis or something, I've always said Regis Prograis, so I assume how it's pronounced. I've heard Rob, what's his name? Rob Tebbert from Boxing Social, he pronounces stuff, and he's quite an expert, to be honest. He's one of the guys in the boxing game in terms of especially YouTube, who, if he says something, I want to listen to. There's other guys in the boxing game in the YouTube who don't actually have that much knowledge, they do well off the paper, but it seemed like they don't do any research. They couldn't tell you anything about the actual boxers' backgrounds, their styles, their stance, and anything. I don't personally appreciate that. If you guys do, it's fair enough. I'm not going to hate on anyone, so I'm not naming any names. And that's not being cowardly because I'd name names, but there's no point. It seems like I'm a small YouTuber trying to get clout, so I'll have that. But I'll show you some respect, and I will name it Rob Tebbert. Rob Tebbert's a good guy. Seems like a really knowledgeable guy when it comes to boxing. I really appreciate Rob Tebbert, so yeah, I thought I'd name and not what's the opposite of shaming? Name and love up. Love up for Rob Tebbert. But no, guys, I can't tell you who's going to win. If I had to, if you put me in a room and said, if you don't name it, your dog's going to get beaten up or something, then I would say, number one, if you talk to my dog, I would literally find your parents and like put them in a cabin and slice them up. Number two, leave my dog alone. No, but that's all jokes, guys. Satire, yeah, laugh. But for real, I'm not sure. If I had to, I say Prograis, just because from what I've seen, he's a bit neater, a bit more clean. He's got better head movement, and he can probably grind out a UD against Josh Taylor. If you're saying I have to put money on it, but honestly, I can see Josh Taylor's TKO in him, man. He's got good footwork. I can see him timing him correctly. I can see him getting a vicious left hook or a vicious right cross on Prograis' dome. I can see him hitting on the temple a la Ruiz Jr. versus AJ when he hit that shot on the back of the head. Just lost all equilibrium. I can see Taylor doing that to Prograis. If I had to say, yeah, I'd say Prograis, but I want Taylor to win. And I hope Taylor wins. And to be honest, it's so close, I can't really tell right now. I'll do an in-depth video where I'm going to watch a few more, because I haven't actually seen the fight with Dongo since it happened, which was about a couple of years ago now. Obviously watched Baranchik fight quite recently. I had to go back and watch the Postal fight. I've watched the O'Hara Davis fight quite recently. So yeah, let me watch some footage again. I already have, but we'll watch some more in depth. But I'd give Josh Taylor a decent chance. And like I said, if he beats Prograis when he goes to elite level, let me know what you guys think. I'm very, very interested to see. Hopefully I'll get some guys watching this video, because you're quite educated in terms of boxing. If you're watching my channel, you definitely are. This is more of a I want to say not full hardcore, because not everyone's hardcore, but it's like medium to hardcore, because I know you guys are on here. I've watched my Nathan Gorman versus Dubois video. I appreciate that, thanks for that. We've talked about Jordan Gill, we've talked about Dave Colwell, so we talk about things which are a bit more obscure than, say, let me think, who are the big names in Britain right now? Obviously Joshua, it's mad, it's like Joshua Khan really, isn't it, and Kell Brook, I guess. Hopefully Josh Taylor can beat Prograis and he can become a big name. I'd like to see that. Josh Kelly did look good against Sugar Ray Robinson Jr. Well, it's not Junior, it's Sugar Ray Robinson to say, I don't know what it is, but it's not related. But he didn't look great in that fight. Conor Ben actually looked really, really good in his fight against Morvilla. I know I always say his name more, I apologise, guys. But yeah, I guess you can put Chisora up there in terms of names. But literally, Khan's going to retire soon. Brook will retire eventually. Joshua, if he loses again against Ruiz Jr., it's not going to be great. Dillian White, I guess. But then I don't know if he's going to really be able to pull it out against Oscar Rivas. It's weird how it works, isn't it? Like British boxing, we've got all the world champions at one stage, everyone's dominating it, and the next stage it looks like the cupboard's a bit bare. Like I said, let's see what Taylor can do. I think he can do it, but don't get it twisted. I want him to win. I would say if I had to choose, I'd probably choose Prograis, but I want Taylor to win. It'd be good, man. We need a good fighter, especially someone from Scotland to represent Britain. I think that's a good thing. I think embraces the country of Brit. Maybe brings back the union. I'm not saying, I don't want to be political, guys, but I'm saying in terms of like the climate right now, it'd be good to have a young Scotsman representing Britain. I personally think. I'm not sure if he really like embraces Britain that much or doesn't. I have no idea. I haven't looked into that kind of stuff, but I hope he does. I'd like to think he does. I know I've seen him wear like short with the shorts have the flag and stuff. But yeah, Josh Taylor, guys, versus Prograis. This is my thoughts. Yeah, very, very interested, guys, because like I said, it's a hard one to call. Usually I'm not a fence sitter, I haven't got splinters on my bum, but right now I have, because it's a really hard one. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you, guys. Cheers.